don't involve money, then I don't accept.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity, doing my normal route to give everyone a little bit of their conversation. Today I'm riding the KPR200, which I forgot how much I enjoyed riding this bike. I've been so wrapped up in the ruckus. Finally give it a break. I'll ride this for a few days because it's been a while. And she just needs to be driven, you know? She just does. I enjoy this bike immensely. If you heard in my last moto vlog, my brother bought a ER6N Kawasaki 650, which is basically a Ninja 650, and he's loving it. So I need to break this one out and ride it a little bit, because he said he wanted to try to go for a ride this weekend, and I don't think he'd have any fun riding with me with the ruckus at all, because I think that's the first thing everybody should learn to do when they're riding a new bike, is how to ride slow. I mean, that's what they teach you when you go to the the motorcycle safety course. Most of the stuff they teach you is how to move slow, stops, take off, you know, shift gears and all that stuff too, but like, it's all slow motions, like slow figure eights, and that's where most people drop their bike, is when they're moving slow. Kind of like my buddy with the drums. He told me, because I tried to play the drums once, and he's like, no, slow, play the drums slow. He's like, once you learn to play the drums fast, you have no idea, or, you know, you don't form a skill to how to play the drums slow. So he's like, yeah, so at least learn that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I get it. It's kind of like driving a standard. If you drive a standard, you can drive anything. I guess it's not like that, really, but that is a lesson that my dad taught me, and I intend to pass that on to my children. I do have a standard car, my MK6 GTI, Volkswagen GTI, and I do intend for them to learn to drive on a standard. I also have the Miata, which is not together, but should be together at some point in time, and that also will be something that they'll learn on. I also intend to teach them how to change a tire and how to change the oil and do basic car maintenance, all of them. I don't want them to be stuck on the side of the road and not know how to change a tire and rely on AAA. Like, I know what the last generation for the millennials did is they grew up and then they had to do everything, and it was so hard. And then now, you know, they made up for it by making sure that their kids never had to do anything hard. Well, now they don't know how to do anything hard. So frustrating. Leave a comment below if you don't know how to change a tire. I don't know, I'll send you some YouTube videos, and then you can come over to my house and change some tires for me. I don't mind. Anyways, I'm taking a little bit different of a route to work today, because I'm on the bigger bike. Although I do like taking this route on the ruckus, because it's really long, flat, straight roads. Well, not necessarily straight, it's pretty curvy, but if the wind is right, I can get a speed test out of it. Which reminds me, I need to check my jetting on my carb now that I have that different exhaust, just to make sure that I have it at good settings. Like, it couldn't, like, check to see if it couldn't be better. Glad I switched lanes. That dude like signaled at the last second. This is also a test of my mic. Usually when I'm going 60, you can't really hear me very well. or it starts to pop and crackle and stuff like that. If it pops and crackles, then I know that it's my mic adapter or my GoPro USB port wearing out. I don't know if you remember, but this is a GoPro 6, but I dropped it and I cracked the lens. Not the lens cover, the actual lens. So I took this GoPro apart and purchased on eBay a broken GoPro and took the guts out of that one for the lens and put it on here. And it was a pain. I probably should have just bought another GoPro, but I mean, the lens was only like $70, and at the time GoPro 6 was the best. So yeah, well, I think I got my money's worth out of it. So yeah, now I want a GoPro 7. Why do I want a GoPro 7? For hyperlapse. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a hyperlapse off of a GoPro, but it'd be cool. Like when you want to do the ride, but you don't want to do the ride fast forwarded where everyone can't really see what's going on. Yeah, that'll probably be my 3,000 subscriber present, because every 1,000 I buy a new piece of equipment until, I don't know, until I reach a higher number, and then maybe it'll be every, I don't know. I don't even expect to get that big. I mean, growth is going good so far. I mean, I'm not complaining. And I'm getting feedback, and I'm getting trolls. I haven't had any stalkers per se yet. I've had some people be a little bit overbearing on certain subjects, but I don't consider that stalking. Not that I'm inviting anyone to become a stalker, but yeah. Man, I forgot how comfortable this thing is to ride. This makes a great commuter. It really does. I guess they're gonna put a light up here soon. I can't actually see the light. So yeah, you'll see me on this for a little while. I am working on the Ruckus, so it's not necessarily the full reason that I'm on this bike but I took the wiring apart, and I'm working on making the video for the left side controls, which should be very enlightening. I went online to look for someone who had already done it and tell me what the colors of the wires go to whatever control, and holy cow, there was nothing. And then you got to read so then I looked at the manual for the electrical chart, and like everybody has a Xerox copy turned into a PDF online. And then thank you, Buzzy, for the book, the manual, because that helped a whole lot. But still, it was a copy of a copy, and I couldn't find. So like I didn't know. I couldn't read what was high beam, what was low beam. I didn't know the color codes like BR, BL, LG, GR, and I'm like, and some of them were pretty obvious. Like LG was light green, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. But when I was looking at it and I was trying to guess, and I didn't look at the cable colors that were there, yeah. So that was one of those projects where I made a mistake of being a little bit too headstrong, a lot too headstrong, way too headstrong, that I could figure it out as I was doing it. But no, that needed research, because I started recording and then I stopped, said hold on, and then like literally 3 hours later I had figured it out and tested it. And don't worry, I'll share it with you, so you can use these controls. It's the left side controls for the Ruckus, so you can use it yourself. Now with the KPR200, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some mods on here. I know you guys probably like the color a whole lot, but I'm going to peel the stickers off, and then all the red I'm going to paint orange, or like a glossy orange, or wrap it, one or the other. Depends on it depends if I can wrap it or not, because I suck at wrapping. Let's just admit it. I tried before and I failed, and I may just pay someone to wrap the little tiny pieces on there for me. But first to go is the tail fender, and then I'm going to do the wrap or the paint. Anyways, I'm a jabbermouth this morning. I feel like I'm just talking my head off. Maybe it's because I have a new mic and I'm like, oh, they can understand me, so I need to have lots of words come out of my mouth. About to drive by the shop. Hopefully the GPS is working. If the GPS is working, you'll see the stuff on the left side. Normally in the beginning of my videos, the GPS location for speed isn't quite that accurate. But then maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes into the ride, then the GPS starts to actually show accurate numbers. So again, reminder, on the 24th, so far I have 4 ruckuses meeting up on the 24th of this month at Whataburger near Klein High School. I haven't quite made the invite for the event yet. I think I'm just going to call it a small engine velocity ride, not a Northwest Houston mini moto ride. But I want to get a bunch of Honda Ruckuses together. It's kind of hard. I like riding with my buddies, I do. But I want to try to get more Ruckuses into the group, because I saw a Michigan video of a Michigan group, and they had a whole bunch of Ruckuses, and I know they're out there, I just can't find them. For example, Martin, who was in one of my very first videos driving to Coffee and Cars, he's here, but he's gonna go on the 24th, which is amazing. He's an awesome guy. And then another guy who lives near me, like really close, has a Ruckus. I had no idea, you know? And I know there's people in Katy and stuff like that too. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can get Ruckus. But I don't want to sound like an elitist and then not have my Grom buddies, which by the way, we're going to a Honda grand opening, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's it. Anyways, I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm coming up to the intersection where it's time to get to work. Turn on that super slow road that no one ever wants to be on. Oh look, I'm speeding up. Yay! I don't know, one day maybe I'll GY6 the Ruckus. I just have to know. But I don't have another Ruckus I could try it on. Anyways, we are here, coming up to a stop sign, stoplight. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys don't mind me driving the KPR200, but I do love this bike. I really do. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions for videos, please leave it below. Hopefully I can see anybody who lives near here or who wants to cart down here, because if you cart your bike down, that Whataburger has a really big parking lot, and there's lots of places for you to park a vehicle with a truck in it. Anyways, I will see everybody in the next video.